Today we are heading 6 miles into the town of Wigan, where hopefully we'll be able to moor up, because after we get to Wigan our next step is to go up 21 locks up the Wigan Flight, and we're not prepared to do that today.
That's a whole day in itself.
Yeah.
For us, at least.
Yeah, it's not going to happen today.
You never know when it's a big flight, like how busy it's going to be. So like 20 locks could take you all day, it could take you all morning.
Yeah. So the plan is just to get into Wigan and use the services and moor up just in the town there. Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. Do a bit of shopping.
Yeah. There's a swing bridge just here that we're going to have to go through, but first there is a water point just before it, so we're going to stop and get water first. So that's one less thing we have to do up at Wigan at the junction, and then we'll be going and operating the swing bridge. Hopefully we won't be stopping too much traffic. We are all topped up on water and we've gone through the swing bridge, and also while we were stopped there we got into our weed hatch because we were moored
In a very, like, what's it?
a very weedy
Lily
spot.
paddy kind of area.
Yeah, there were lots of like lily pads, so they kind of got a bit caught and tangled around our prop, especially when we were mooring up and taking off. So we took the opportunity just to get in there and clear them all out, and there was also some plastic, so you know, the joys of the canals.
It wasn't a huge job.
No. Starting to get some blue sky now.
Yeah. A lot over the last few days it's been quite cloudy, hasn't it?
And it was raining almost all day yesterday. We were going to move yesterday, then we were like, not in this weather. Yeah. We're just doing the 2 locks into the town of Wigan now, and this first one's got chains on the entrance gates, which really threw me for a loop. I'm not used to seeing lock gates with chains on them, but it's to help you close them because they're quite big gates, but without very much of a beam to push on, so it did take me a little while to figure that out. Reflection of the sun on the water is right in my eyes.
I'm going to have some trees in a second, so...
This morning we are making our way to the Wigan Flight, which is a set of 21 locks all in a row, very close together. So that's our job for today, is to get through those 21 locks.
Yeah, and then not much else after. We need to use the services and that, so that'll take a while as well.
Yeah, the services just at the very top of the locks, so that's the goal for today.
Yeah.
It's a nice day to be cruising. Might get a little bit warm doing the locks, but
yeah, very sunny.
It's very sunny, yes.
It's like not even, I can't even see a cloud in the sky.
No clouds.
So we've gone nuts on the sunscreen.
We've got sun cream, we've got hats.
Sunglasses for me.
You got sunglasses. We're ready to go. Here we are at the first of the Wigan Flight, first lock of the Wigan Flight. Looks like somebody might have gone up just ahead of us because this one was full, so just emptying it now. And all of the locks heading into Leeds, which is a fair few miles away, and about 60 locks or something, are 60 foot. Now our narrowboat is supposedly just 60 foot, On the CRT licensing site it's listed as 59 foot and 12 inches. I don't know how that's not 60 foot, but perhaps they round up. Maybe it's 11.5 inches, so they just put 12. So we're not sure if we're going to be able to get through with our fenders, the front and back fenders on, because they add a little bit more length to the boat. So we're just going to see how we go. If we're not sharing a lock with anybody, we'll probably be able to get in fine, just go slightly diagonally. Otherwise I'll just take them off. No big deal. It might not be the same for all the locks, but we have plenty of room in that one. So maybe this one's just slightly longer than the rest. or maybe the CRT site's been lying to us and our boat actually isn't almost 60 foot. I'm all hot and sweaty already, it's only the second lock. This lock's quite interesting in that because there's a big road bridge just where the entrance lock is. The lock gates are actually on a track and you crank them similar to you crank a lock paddle and the crank opens the gate for you. I'm not sure whether it's easier or harder, to be honest. More work on your arms. When you're in them. Didn't think I'd really feel a difference because when I was doing the locks you could see you still had quite a bit of space to kind of move around, but when you're in it, it does feel a lot shorter. one's not much of a lock. Doesn't take us up very far. Just picked up that in the last lock.
It's a whole fender.
A whole rope fender. There was something knocking about down there. I was like, we're going to pull over and check it.
We've got lots of stuff caught in the fender this year so far.
Oh, we had a bit of plastic the other day.
It's still down there.
Which we still haven't managed to get rid of because there's not been any rubbish points yet.
Yeah. Oh well, onwards again.
Yeah.
It's been so hot today. This is the last lock. Maggie looks almost exhausted. Maggie's just enjoying the shade on the hot day at the last lock.
And that is the Wigan Flight of 21 locks done. We are both exhausted.
Overheated. Yeah, sweaty.
They're more time consuming locks to do because most narrow locks, they have kind of like a walking beam that you can walk across the
lock gates.
The lock gates, yeah. Thank you. My brain's not working anymore. It takes about 5 times as long because rather than just nipping across the lock gate, you have to walk all the way down the lock, across the bridge to the other end, and all the way back up again. And you have to do that multiple times.
Yeah, because you have to do the ground lock.
You should do the ground paddles first, so that's one on either side, and then you can do the gate paddles, so again one on either side. And then you've got to open the lock gates, and sometimes you can get away with just opening the one, because we were single all the way up. But that still doesn't escape the fact that you still got to go back and put the paddles back down again. Yeah. So we are rewarding ourselves with some ice cream now. We've got ourselves some cones. And we are going to cruise to where we're going to moor up, which we're not really sure where. We'll just see where's nice. Probably not very much further because, like we said, we are exhausted. I wonder if any boats have had a ding put in their boat or their window from a golf ball.
That'd be interesting.
Not if it happened to you.
No, no.
So that is us all moored up, right opposite that golf course. Hopefully there are no stray golf balls
Oh, hopefully.
in the next couple of days.
Yeah. So we're just gonna stay here for like 2 days, do a little bit of
Yeah.
work. It's just surprisingly, it feels like we're in the middle of nowhere apart from the golf course, but we've still got really good internet.
Really good internet here, so.
Yeah. Take advantage
And
of
we
it.
need a break after doing
those locks on a
locks.
really hot day.
Some guy said it was the hottest day of the year so far.
Yeah. Feels like it.
Feels like it. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, don't forget to give it a like.
And if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe.
And we will see you next time,
Bye.
when we will be less tired.
Yeah, well, let's tie it. Bye. Where's Pixel? Pixel!
Pixel! Come on!
Don't roll and stuff! Pixel! Come on!
Come on!
Wait!
Come on!
She found a nice spot in the shade.
Fine, stay there for a little while. As long as you're happy.